100K with 1,000 subscribers thanks to YouTube. Is it really possible? Welcome back, my little AI builder. Today we are going to think strategically about the marketing tool that is YouTube. You have for sure already heard people say YouTube is the second most used search engine in the world and that you have to be there. But first, a preliminary question. Why are you here? If your answer is, I want to become a famous YouTuber and earn from views and sponsors, fantastic, but that's not what we are talking about today. Today we are going to talk about how to use YouTube as a marketing tool for entrepreneurs. For us, it needs to generate leads. That's why I want to show you how to use YouTube as a marketing tool and not as an end in itself. There are plenty of examples of small channels generating big numbers. If your focus is on acquiring small but super targeted segments of people, it doesn't take much to turn, for example, 5,000 subscribers into 500 clients paying you $97 a month, for example, for your software as a service or AI service. And there you have $500,000 in annual revenue without chasing vanity metrics with just 5,000 or 10,000 YouTube subscribers, okay? Professional YouTubers aim for volume in views because they monetize with AdSense, sponsors, affiliates, and maybe even Patreon, okay? Their KPI is the number of views and community growth. For us, that number is often irrelevant if the people landing on your content are not our target audience, okay? A new channel subscriber isn't a lead, or better, they are only if they are potentially interested in what you have to offer. If you sell an AI service to entrepreneurs, but one day you decide to make a video about your dog, and that video brings in 5 times the number of subscribers and views compared to the average of the channel, you have to think about the intention and why people subscribed to your channel in that event. Obviously, in this example, not because they are potentially interested in your services, but because they love animals, they love dogs. So for a moment, forget about chasing easy likes. Let's focus instead on content that attracts the right audience. People who have a real problem that, guess what? You can solve with your product or service. But why is YouTube great? First of all, it's a perfect ecosystem to cover the entire sales funnel. Let's start from the top. Conscious demand. Someone types in YouTube how to solve tutorial review and lands on your video thanks to SEO, search engine optimization. So the thing is, in YouTube, people can express a problem or desire in a clear way and arrive organically at your videos. Then there is the recommended algorithm. YouTube's brain works in the background, and if your content is relevant, pushes your videos to users who fit the typical behavior of your target. That's free traffic from people potentially interested in you. And let's talk now about the length of the videos. In fact, a 15-second reel is perfect for entertaining, but not for educating. On YouTube, instead, you have 10, 15, 20 minutes or more to nurture your audience. You can explain a concept in depth. You can show proof, testimonials, demonstrations, case studies, do screen shares. In short, you can build authority and trust, which are the 2 prerequisites for someone to take out their credit card, which is really important, as you know. But why does this happen? Because the mindset people have when watching YouTube is often different. They are not scrolling like on TikTok while waiting for the bus. On YouTube, they are often actively looking to learn. They are searching for answers, not just mindlessly swiping like you do on TikTok while sitting on the toilet. In other words, they are ready to listen to you if you have something useful to say. People often go to YouTube to study a topic. And YouTube is evergreen. A well-positioned video today can still bring you views and clients 10 years from now, whereas on Instagram, a post is usually old after 48 hours if it doesn't go viral. This means every video is an asset, a brick on your sales library that works for you even while you sleep 10 years from now. Imagine having 100 evergreen videos. That means a potential client who lands on your channel will have 10, 20, 30 hours of content at their disposal to educate themselves about who you are, what you sell, and why they should choose your services. And of course, to perceive the value and the advice in your videos. Let's move on the practical side. How do you turn videos into sales material? Every video should have 3 essential elements. As already mentioned, value for the user, of course, so information, tutorial, etc. Of course, about the problem they want to solve. Secondly, some positioning elements, making it clear who you are for, and why they should listen to you. Thirdly, a part, implicit or explicit, where you make it clear what your company sells. And of course, the possible call to action that is connected to that, which will lead to free lead magnets, a funnel, an application, a call, or why not directly to the sales page of your product or service. Speaking of call to actions, remember that a long video allows you to include more call to actions. If your videos last an hour, you can insert even 3 call to actions without problems. Also because only a small portion of people watch the whole video. Remember that, it's really important. The rest watch in pieces. For example, you can mention at the start that your company sells, I don't know, something, and saying the link is in the description. Then halfway through the video, you implicitly talk about your services by describing the journey and the results of one of your clients, okay? And finally, toward the end of the video, you repeat with another call to action. Obviously, if a video is 10 minutes long, don't bombard users with multiple call to actions, okay? And what about the YouTube Shorts? They are, of course, the equivalent of Reels on Instagram, but with an advantage. They are also under search engine optimization. This means that beside pushing you in random feeds, they can rank for keywords, okay, just like long videos. So you can use Shorts to make your brand known to a cold audience, to break up a long tutorial into small pills, and to quickly test maybe new ideas, okay? But remember that real conversion, the one that brings clients, almost always happens after someone has seen 1 or more long videos, for the reason that we discussed earlier. Now let's get to the funnel. YouTube, as we said, attracts, educates, and pre-sells. So you'll have a range of options in your arsenal, which you'll need to choose carefully based on all the variables of your business. Your audience, what you sell, the price, the sales process, etc., etc. Certainly, the higher the price, the more you'll need a funnel that involves human contact. And this is beside YouTube, it's whatever the platform. For example, if you sell a B2B service at maybe 30K per year, it will be necessary for the user to go through 1 or more calls, or even in-person meetings if that's your case. So integrating also offline processes sometimes, why not? So from YouTube, you'll probably send people to a landing page where they can watch a video sales letter, then they can fill out an application form, and then proceed to book a call with a salesperson. This is a common funnel. On the other hand, do you sell a software as a service at just $29 a month? Then the call to action on YouTube will take the user straight to the sales page, where they can buy directly or start a free trial. In any case, YouTube doesn't change. You'll just have more educated leads on average in comparison to other platforms. And after they become leads, you must always have a proper follow-up ready. Emails, SMS, retargeting ads, and if you have a team, appointment setters or salespeople who can call or WhatsApp, for example. Let's take a moment to talk about the technical structure of a content piece. Let's start with catching the click. The criteria by which a user chooses to click are very simple. Title and thumbnail, which we won't talk about now, but know that you should aim for a 6 to 8% click-through rate. That is, out of 100 people who see your video while scrolling, you should aim at least for 6 clicks, I would say, better 8. And pay attention to consistency with what they'll find in the video. As we say, the clickbait isn't always positive if it brings in junk traffic. Once they have clicked, the start of every video, you must answer 3 subconscious questions the viewer asks. What is it about? Why should I care? Why should I listen to you? So, hook, promise of results, and proof of credibility, results, years of experience, etc., etc. This credibility part usually can also be covered by a jingle or a repeated message, same message every new video. Then, get into the main educational part, divided into steps. Use concrete examples, stories, and/or lists. People, in fact, love seeing how-tos with multiple steps. And finally, a call to action. Try not to use overly technical terms. Always tailor your language to who you want to attract, remember that. Let's talk about search engine optimization for a second, because without visibility, you go nowhere. Start with a title optimized with the main keyword as the first thing in the title, and the description will be rich in primary and secondary keywords, and if you can, time-stamped chapters to help both the user and the algorithm, okay? And finally, playlists help you group videos by topic and add a description to the playlist itself. And, it's one more opportunity to rank better and help users navigate through your channel, of course. But when is it worth launching a YouTube channel? If you had zero budget and need cash by tomorrow morning, I'd probably start with outreach or cold email, as they are quicker tactics, of course. If you have some cash and want to accelerate, use ads to generate leads while building your channel. But take in mind, and this is very important, that in any scenario, YouTube is the multiplier for everything else. In fact, the people you email will search your name on YouTube, find out about your channel, and the prospect who sees your ad on Facebook will end up to stalk you, okay, before buying. So they can always study you besides the platform they are coming from. Be patient. Many give up because after 3 months they have only 100 subscribers. Remember, you don't care about having a full stadium, but a meeting room with the right people. A small channel, but with a target audience, can already generate hundreds of thousands of euros. You will measure success in qualified leads, appointments booked, and sales, not likes, okay? Also, YouTube is like a snowball that keeps getting bigger. You accumulate content which stays alive forever. Then when one video blows up, it brings traffic to all your old content too. Last but not least, publishing rhythm. You don't need 3 videos a week if quality drops. Better one every week or one every 2 weeks, but of very high value. It's a marathon, so try to find your rhythm. So to sum up in one sentence, YouTube is your vault of evergreen content that educates, positions, and converts as long as you use it with the right intention. You are not a YouTuber, you are an entrepreneur using YouTube as a marketing tool, which is really different. Focus on the metrics that count, do this consistently, and in a year you'll have an ecosystem that works for you every day, every night, bringing you warm leads and paying clients without having to chase the latest trend. Now I'll break the rule of the call to actions, which I won't do as I have nothing to sell, and I'll see you in the next video.